My oldest daughter last year had trouble with her grades, so what I did, she's one of these kids who goes to school at 7:30 in the morning and gets up at 7:15. And it drives me nuts. She's 10 minutes, she's running out the door, one shoe, you know what I mean, chaos. So I go, look, it's messing up your day. It's affecting your whole day. She goes, no, Dad, I don't think it is. I go, no, I think it is. I'm gonna start waking you up. I'll call you every morning at 6 a.m. Every morning I call, wake her up at 6 a.m. For 2 weeks this goes on. One day I'm flying, I can't call her. She talks to me that night on the phone, she's like, Dad, you didn't call to wake me up this morning. I'm like, hey, fuck you, teenager. What am I, an alarm clock now? Seriously, make an effort to get out of bed. She goes, no, Dad, I just want you to know I have such a better day when I hear your voice in the morning. Yeah, that's what I said. I'm like, aw, you bitch. And she's like, are you gonna call me tomorrow? I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna call you tomorrow. I live in LA and my kids live here in the area. I travel a lot, but I talk to my kids every day on the phone, every single day. I talk to them. More importantly, I listen to my kids every day. If you listen to your kids, they'll tell you everything. You know what I mean? If you have an open line of communication, they will tell you whatever you want. You don't have to pry, you don't have to ask questions. This is an actual conversation my daughter's had in front of me just a few years ago. My youngest looks at my oldest and goes, hey, Anna, how many kids do you want to have? And Anna goes, I want to have 5 kids. And then Lily goes, ugh. You want to have sex 5 times? Then my oldest, without missing a beat, goes, no. 4, I want to have twins once. Then they asked me what oral sex is. This is a conversation they want to have Tuesday night outside of a fucking Portillo's. And this is a conversation I have with my daughters a lot, where my oldest daughter asks me the definition of something she already knows what it is, right? But then watches me uncomfortably explain it to the younger child, who throws up everywhere. And then the oldest just laughs her ass off all night. Doesn't matter. I've explained everything to my kids. Everything. Teabagging. I've explained it all. And I know, that's messed up. You're like, why would you have that conversation with your kids? And here's why. When the kids ask you a question, they expect 2 things. Only 2 things. One is the truth, and 2 is they don't want you to judge them. They have to feel comfortable when they ask you an uncomfortable question. You can't freak when they drop a bomb on you. Like, what's oral sex? You can't look at them and go, I don't know. I think it's a show on HBO or something. I don't know. No, don't ask your mom. She has no idea what it is. It's a game. I know. It's a grown-up game where there's a winner. And then there's a really big winner. And you play it with jelly beans and marbles. Go to bed. And you can't give them bullshit information because you don't want to talk about it. You know what I mean? Because they trust you. They take your information out into the world. Jelly beans and marbles. You know, now my kid's at a party, some boy mentions oral sex, and my daughter with complete confidence looks at a room full of teenagers and says, you guys are gonna need jelly beans and marbles for that. Or even worse, she's at a party, somebody has jelly beans and marbles. And my daughter's like, hey, let's play oral sex. And her friends are like, oh my God. Do you even know what that is? And she's like, oh yeah, my dad showed me, it's awesome. So there can't be any confusion. She's got to know exactly what she's talking about. I look my youngest daughter in the face and I go, oral sex is when 2 people have sex and one of them uses their mouth. And my daughter is just like, I don't ever want to talk to you about this again, Dad. And I'm like, good, so it's covered. You know what it is? There are no more questions. She's like, yes, Dad, that is gross. And I'm like, even better. So let's recap the evening. You think oral sex is gross. Your sister only wants to have sex 4 times. My job is done as a father, if you think about it. And you gotta tell your kids everything now. You don't have a choice. You have to tell them absolutely everything. You know why? Because they don't need you. They don't. If you don't tell them, they'll Google it. They'll find out anything. You didn't have that when I was young. You had to ask your parents everything. And your parents could lie to you. And they would lie to you for years about shit. You wouldn't even know. I looked at my mom one day, I'm like, hey mom, what's a dildo? She's like, oh, it's a bird. Never heard of it, the dildo bird? Really? That's weird. They stay hidden, they're hard to find, by the way. I don't know if you know that. I walked around for years looking at my friends going, dude, have you ever heard of a dildo bird? You look like a pervert at the zoo.